I'm a really busy mom, and I'm always taking care of everyone and everything. And Bumrungrad has been the one place to take care of me. I went to Bumrungrad to have an overall physical, and it was spectacular. I had a great day of scans and tests, and it was, again, a fun experience. They've got a great brunch, by the way, while you're there getting a checkup. So at the very end of my checkup, the doctor asked if there were any more concerns, and I mentioned that I had a small mass in my stomach that I needed to get looked at. She looked at me and said, "I'm gonna get you in the gastric department today." So she got on the phone and got me an appointment the very same day. The scariest thing about my symptoms is that there were no symptoms. I couldn't feel anything. Nothing was out of the ordinary. I was actually feeling pretty good.
My name is Associate Professor Kerdsirichairat. I am gastroenterologist and hepatologist at Bumrungrad Hospital. She also found that she has a large polyp in the stomach that have to be removed. So that's why she was referred to see me to remove the polyps. When I look at the endoscopic report from outside hospital, it sounds like she has a large polyp that need to remove. However, the nature of the polyp is difficult to tell right now because it looks like it's not common to have a large polyp in the stomach like this. So treatment option would be to remove all the polyps, or maybe need to do the partially cutting of some part of the stomach out. So that's why I'm thinking about to do the best way to the patient. I would like to keep her function of the stomach as much as we can to conserve and reserve the function of the stomach. So that's why I refer to Dr. Tossapol to do the removal of the polyps by advanced endoscopy technique, and hopefully could help her to save other function of the stomach.
So well, the best treatment options for Mrs. Reese include a few things. So I have to go back to her structure first. She got the stomach surgery for the weight reduction. So if you think about the rugby-sized stomach, in the past, the surgeons sleeved her stomach down to the point that you change the rugby-sized stomach into the banana size, right? And then her tumor is beyond that narrowing spot. So the treatment options could be two ways. Traditionally, you can do surgery. So the way that the surgeons do is that they can cut the lower half of the stomach out, including the tumor, and then they drag the small bowel and then attach to the stomach. That operation is called Bumrungrad surgery. This includes several maneuvers, including a few more hospitalization days. So the second option is the endoscopic treatment. What we can do is we can start with a simple technique called the ESD, endoscopic submucosal dissection.
When I met Dr. Tossapol, it was such a relief to have somebody who actually sat down and listened and cared. The doctor was incredible at narrowing down a procedure that was really going to help me and relieve me of all my worries. He came across as very, very intelligent. Besides drawing great pictures and making everything very visual so that I could understand what was happening, he took the time to really educate me on everything that was happening to me and the different paths that we could take moving forward.
In her situation, the challenge could be from the structure that is not only the pre-malignant stomach condition, but at the base, she has a vascular structure, which is very huge and could be very challenging. You can have a higher risk of bleeding. What we discover here at Bumrungrad is that it's not only the tip of the precancerous stomach condition called adenoma, but at the base, she has somewhat vascular structure that's never been discovered, and then we found it here. So if the surgeons dissect the stomach from outside, when they are about to reach the area, they're gonna have a major bleeding. We come up with a better idea that we can use a new device called the full thickness resection device, which is a device that derived from the prior device that we use to close the perforation, or we use to close the tear or control the bleeding. But at the tip of this device, we have the electric wire that when you run the electric wire, it will serve as a knife. So basically, this is a technique that you close it, prevent the bleeding, to prevent the perforation before you cut it. So we call it, this is a close before cut, which is a newer form, better technology called the full thickness resection device. The holistic approach for this patient, we have to think a few steps beyond what the patient requested us. So basically, Mrs. Breeze came to us because of the pre-malignant stomach condition. But if we want to move forward, we don't only think about the resection of the tumor or the removal of the tumor. We have to think a few steps beyond that. This is a patient that she has a prior sleeve gastrectomy or bariatric surgery. And this can cause about 30% weight reduction, which means that she don't only lose the fatty cells or calories, but she also loses vitamins, basically vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and zinc. So we checked all the minerals for her, and we found that she loses vitamin A and zinc. And so we replaced that to the normal range. So the second aspect is that we have to maintain the high level of suspicion. So I want to go back a little bit about the idea of the pre-malignant condition in the body, because what we know is that the pre-malignant condition of the colon is more common in the Western world for the Caucasian population, while the pre-malignant condition of the stomach is more common in Asian populations, Latin America, and Eastern Europe, which is not in her ethnicity background. In this case, we have to think a little bit more holistically that could it be any genetic drive that can cause this condition at a very young age, in her 30s. And what we discovered was she has a few non-specific genetic change that can help her to get the closer monitoring of the possible risk related to this gene in the future.
On your mark, get set, and go! After the treatment, I was looking forward to getting back to my life and getting that off my chest, or off my stomach rather. It was just an extra stress that I knew I had to deal with, and it was a check off my very, very long list. The hospital left an impact that I will never forget. No matter where I am in the world, if I could come back to this hospital, I would do it. I'm a really busy mom, and I'm always taking care of everyone and everything. And Bumrungrad has been the one place to take care of me.